Belize. It's a big test, isn't it, for the NTC, because they've got to live up to expectations now.
That's exactly right, Max. And I think even as they remark Libya's entry into the international community today, real politically symbolic show of support, they're also going to be giving a tough message, and that it's time to take the training wheels off. This conference, all these world leaders eager to provide all this kind of support, but really want to hear from the Libyans today what they need. How can the international community help? And they want them to share their vision for the new Libya, Max.
And give us a sense of the American view on this, because they've taken a back seat, haven't they, to the Brits and French on this, but a lot of money inevitably will be coming from the US, biggest economy in the world. So what's Secretary Clinton saying about this?
Well, on the money front, the U.S. unfroze 1.5 billion euros in assets, and really they think they're going to be able to make that Libyan request for 5 billion euros. We've already seen the French and the UK, so I think they're going to exceed that amount. But as far as the U.S. is concerned, it really is saying to the Libyans, and Clinton's going to be giving this kind of tough love message today, you have to move from being a rebel force to being a legitimate government, and you're going to be held to the same international standards as any other government. It's time for the U.S. to stop coddling the Libyans. You know, they have to it's not just about providing money, helping getting them diplomatic representation and bombing Gaddafi's command sites. Now they have to help the government to lead, make sure that they're held to international norms and standards, make sure there's not any retribution, they promise to adhere to human rights. They really want to make sure that this government isn't, you know, just a reincarnation of the old one, and they want to see the country moving forward. But Clinton is going to say, we're here to help you, but you have to be in the driver's seat. Being in the lead means showing leadership, Max.
And do you think lessons have been learned, Elise, from Iraq? Because after the Iraq invasion, a lot of the money that went into Iraq and the authorities there actually disappeared, didn't it? So is that playing on people's minds today?
I think a couple of lessons from Iraq have been learned, and obviously the money is one. The need to be really accountable. Transparency is also part of those international norms and standards that we talked about, and also corruption. But also, if you look and see what happened after Iraq, the process of de-Baathification, the process of disabling the military, I think they want to learn some of those lessons as they're working with the TNC. You know, obviously there's going to be a period of having to feel their way, and there's going to be a lot of mistrust. But I think there's an understanding that you can't just wholesale get rid of all the former Gaddafi loyalists. I think that they're good. You know, obviously there's not a lot of institutions in the country, but there is some kind of institutional knowledge that some of these loyalists are going to be able to provide. So I think definitely on the main issue of Iraq, I think there are a lot of lessons learned here.